Can you tell us about a memorable shared experience that you've had on Twitter?
I mean, recently I think it's with @Drew, who did Blame Drew's Cancer. It's probably one of my more favorite experiences I've seen develop on Twitter. For the background, basically Drew got cancer, and he decided to blame everything on cancer and use a hashtag, got a lot of great awareness for it, and also raised money as well. And it was just really interesting to see how different people kind of reacted and worked with that, and how it became a meme in itself and did some good at the same time.
Yeah, there's a really nice thing that you did on Lalawag
Yeah.
with that and Wimmark.
Yeah,
That was
absolutely.
beautiful.
Yeah, Mark unfortunately lost his brother, and he's done a lot to support us. And so we kind of wanted to. I could tell Mark was looking for some way to, what I always call, have someone live in, have digital immortality. And I thought, well, that's a great way just to kind of syndicate and spread the message, get his name out there, and so that there is something you can look back on, and that was related to his brother, and that he kind of lives on in a virtual sense.
What is your most memorable shared experience on Twitter?
Oh, wow. I could get all mushy and say actually the first 9/11 that I was on Twitter, it was like
That's
a campfire.
okay.
I was going through some family crises myself and was really isolated and dealing with some emergencies for my kids. And I remember nursing my daughter and reading Twitter, and it was like we were around a campfire, the way people came together and told their stories. And that's what really triggered for me that there's such intense human contact and human attachment going on. Twitter really overcomes isolation. And it's a big deal for people.
I like that. Can you tell us about a memorable shared experience that you've had on Twitter?
I would say the Obama inauguration for me was one of those first moments where, I had already had a lot of aha moments where I really got what Twitter was about and where that power was. But to me, that event really brought home how, wow, almost everyone that I know, even people around the world, people who aren't even in the United States, were tuning into this event and watching it, sharing their opinions, sharing their emotions. It was a very emotional time. People were crying and they were tweeting about how they were crying, and that was really powerful. And having that sense of almost everyone that I knew sort of in the room with me experiencing this event with me, even though I was sitting in my office alone watching it stream, that was a really powerful event for me.
And that's a good point that you have about sitting alone while something is happening, because that's what often happens in an earthquake, and then you're not alone.
Exactly. You feel like you're in this community almost no matter where you are. It's almost like you're constantly in a room with the people that you know, and you're sharing thoughts off the top of your head, and when that connects with someone else, that's great, but you don't physically have to be in that same location, and you don't even have to be synchronously at the same time to share those thoughts and to have those moments of synchronicity.
Great. Can you tell us a memorable shared experience that you had on Twitter?
Well, one of the most memorable experiences is at South by Southwest Festival, and I had never been this year, and it was really cool to go into Twitter and search, pound South by Southwest, and see everybody that was there, everything that was happening, and actually have a pulse of that conference. And that's kind of where I figured out where people were at and where the cool parties were at and what was going on. So that was a really, really cool way to use Twitter.
Terrific. Can you tell us about a shared experience that you've had on Twitter?
A shared experience I've had on Twitter with my fans. Well, it's kind of crazy because you almost feel in some way that everything you're doing is a shared experience. You know what I mean? Like I'll be at this tech conference and I'll be kind of, fiending to actually, I'll be itching to get my iPhone out right now and just tweet hey man, I'm getting interviewed because you feel like you want to share it with the people that care, and then you'll get a response back from a lot of people, and you'll see what they really care about and what they don't care about. Like I might want to share my breakfast, and not that many people might want to respond, but I might share, hey man, I'm walking into the VMAs and I'm sitting front row. You know what I mean? Like I went to the BET Awards and I was sitting front row and I was tweeting everything, and so many people came to my page because they got to live that experience through me. You know what I mean? And Jamie Foxx was on the stage and Beyonce performed and all these people, and I was so close. I was just taking all the pictures, and everybody was like, wow man, Chamillion, we appreciate it. We don't get to walk down the red carpet with you, and we got to see everybody through your page, and they felt like part of the experience. And then you got some people who'll be like, you know what, you're sending too many twit pics. You know what I mean? So you can't make everybody happy at the end of the day, but I try to let everybody be involved with most of the experiences.
That's a great way of sharing experience. Thank you.